Greetings everyone and welcome back to the channel for another unlicensed 1/6 scale figure unboxing and review. And literally this box has just arrived at the door and gone straight in front of the camera, and it's Present Toys New York Butcher, also known as William Cutting, also known as Daniel Day-Lewis from the 2002 Scorsese movie Gangs of New York. I am a huge fan of Scorsese. This film is absolutely amazing. If you haven't seen it, I do recommend you seek it out. It's flawed. It's perhaps not the best of Scorsese, but Scorsese on a bad day is pretty much everyone else on a good day. As always, what we'll be doing is we'll be taking a look at the box. We'll be diving down onto the table, having a look at all the accessories that come with this figure. Then we'll be getting the figure out. We'll go onto the turntable. We'll take a good look at everything about the figure, and then it'll be over to the detolf to see how this guy displays under the lights. Yeah, Gangs of New York. Absolutely brilliant film. Highly recommended. Set in New York circa 1863. Story of the Protestants and the Catholic dead rabbits fighting it out over an area called 5 Points. And as I say, if you haven't seen it, I do recommend you seek it out. So the box, very, very imposing. Straight away, we've got a picture of what looks to me like Daniel Day-Lewis rather than the figure itself. A stylized picture of Daniel Day-Lewis on the front there. A matte finish, an aged finish. It's got a sort of a vintage look to it. New York Butcher at the bottom here, 1/6 scale collectible figure. Present Toys in the top left-hand corner. In the background there, we've got what looks like some sepia tone vintage photographs, possibly of the gangs themselves here. We've got the stripes across the top. Whiz this box round on the side. It's got a sort of a wooden effect to it. It is just cardboard, but it's quite nice to see that wood effect. The stripes are continued. Present Toys at the side. Around the back, once again, a sort of a sepia tone. What looks like the 50s actually. Looks like New York in the 50s to me, but yeah. Still, it fits with the tone, I suppose. There's a top hat up the top here, and it which is got me a little confused. It says Gangs New York, a Martin Scorsese film, and then it says March the 21st, 2008. Don't know what relevance that date is. This film was actually, as I say, released in 2002. But, you know, there you go. Usual warnings on the back here. Don't give to small children. Don't leave alone in the dark, as it might butcher you like a pig in the snow. And the usual credits at the bottom, as we've come to expect from Present Toys. So that's continued around the other side. On the top there, it says New York Butcher, and that's reflected on the bottom. Yeah, so quite a simple design, but very effective. I do like this, the front of this box very, very much. So without further ado, let's dive down onto the table and take a look at everything that comes with your New York Butcher. Okay, so here we are, down on the table with all the accessories that come with your Bill the Butcher figure, or New York Butcher, whichever you choose to call him. You might notice some slight differences in the way we're filming these. We've got some new camera equipment in, so it's a little bit of an experimentation here in lighting and camera. So please bear with us while we get it spot on. We're going for the best possible picture quality that we can get, the best possible lighting under the circumstances. So yeah, let's crack on with the accessories. As always, we'll start with the hands. You know me and my hand fetish, and there's two on the figure already. And there's another two pairs here, so you get 6 hands in total. And straight off the bat, I'm getting more and more impressed with Present Toys accessories. They really are putting a lot of effort into their accessories these days. Having bought Present Toys for some time, I've seen a massive improvement, not only in the quantity but the quality of their accessories, and I was quite surprised when I opened this box, to be honest with you. But as I say, this is completely new territory to me. This is literally the first time I've seen these accessories, so bear with me if I'm fumbling through a little bit. But yeah, let's crack on with the hands. And as always, we're looking at the usual Present Toys fare. I'm not sure if the camera's picking this up. We've got some multiple paint applications there. Unfortunately, there's some seams there, but as we know, present toys work to a price point. There's veining in there. There's bone structure. A little bit of reddening on the knuckles, which is nice. But overall, yeah, not too much detail on the fingernails. But overall, yeah, pretty standard present toys fare. They're all gripping hands. All four of these are gripping hands. I've yet to see the ones on the figure. As I say, we're all on a voyage of discovery here. But they're all gripping hands for all these knives, which we will get to shortly. Okay, what else do you get? There's this sash, rather nice sash, with a sort of stained effect. It's cotton. It's got tassels on the end. I believe this is quite screen accurate, actually. There are two versions of this figure. It's worth mentioning at this point as well. There's this version, which is sort of his, shall we say, everyday wear, his everyday look. There's also a formal version from the scene in a couple of scenes in the film where he's actually wearing a sort of a red velvet tailcoat and striped trousers when he's going out on the town, so to speak. And yeah, Present Toys have done two different versions of this. I've gone for this version simply because I think it's a little bit more iconic. I was considering both, but two figures from the same film is pushing it, of the same character, space and all that, as us collectors know. But yeah, nice sash there. Let's take a quick look at the base. Usual Present Toys base with a sticker, and this sticker reflects that rather unusual top hat on the rear of the box itself, which doesn't make an awful lot of sense with the date on the bottom, but it is what it is. Sticker across the top. Bog standard oval base, as we normally see with Present Toys. Not much to write home about here. Won't be using this. I'll be using a custom base as always. And it comes with the standard issue crotch grabber as well. So, yeah, nice for what it is, I suppose, if you're going to use it. That sticker seems to be a bit raised there. But, yeah, that's nothing that can't be dealt with. So we'll put that to one side. What else do you get? Let's take a look at this top hat. This is all plastic, quite screen accurate. The colours are definitely there. Just one solid piece of plastic with a solid band around it, not removable. Just all one, as I say, sculpted piece of plastic. But yeah, yet to see how this looks on the figure, but looks relatively screen accurate to me. Very, very high, as the top hat was. So yeah, that's there. We've also got this. Now, I am not sure what we're going to call this. Is it a cudgel, a beating stick, whatever you want to call it? It's the stick that he carried around and did quite a lot of damage to quite a few people with. All plastic again, all sculpted plastic. There's some quite nice paint applications here in the cracks and crevices. There's some washes over it to give that wooden look. It's got notches and scratches in it. I believe he put a notch and a scratch in it for everybody he killed with it, as I remember. But yeah, it's got a pleather strap at on the handle here. The paint applications are nice. It's got a nice wood look to it. Yeah, it actually even looks like they put some weathering on this pleather on the strap as well. So yeah, very nice and relatively screen accurate, I believe. So yeah, there's the cudgel. We also get a small glass of whiskey. I believe it's meant to be whiskey. It's once again all plastic glass with orange plastic inside to give it that whiskey look. So yep, you've got that there if you want to pose him with that. What else does he come with? Let's take a look at this rather unusual piece. He comes with this pig's head, and it's all one solid piece of plastic, severed pig's head. Nice glassy eyes on the pig. Yeah, the sculpting's quite nice. There's some paint applications on there. They've done some sort of blood red paint, wet look paint to give it that still wet look. It is rather gruesome, but yeah, especially at the back there where you can see all the internal workings of the pig. So yeah, unusual and a rather odd accessory, but pretty well done. Yeah, I'm liking that a lot. It's not the paintwork isn't brilliant on this, but it's passable. So yeah, that's there if you want to use that. I am assuming as well. We'll take a look at this. As I say, this is completely new to me. Literally, this is the first time I've seen all these bits and pieces. So bear with me if I'm missing something. I'm assuming this, which is just one piece of plastic painted to look like wood with a rough texture. Painted to look like wood on the sides there. But I'm assuming this is some kind of chopping block for the aforementioned pig's head. So we'll put that on there. Talking of the pig's head, in this little bag here, and I haven't even taken these out, is Bill's infamous pipe that he had a lot of the time in the film. I will get these out off camera. And there's also a small plastic black pin or nail, and what looks like a tag that says "Today B" on it. Brown card paper with a hole in it. I am assuming, because I did spot this when I was before I took the lid. Well, after I'd taken the lid off the box, there is a small hole in the pig's head there. So I'm assuming that nail goes through the head, so it's got the tag on it, saying that it's today's pig's head. So there you go. That's the pig's head. We've done the top hat. Right, let's look at this rather impressive belt. And I'll put these to one side so we can get a closer look. Get this into camera. Bring this forward a little bit. Now, what we have here is a rather nice, and I'm assuming this is pleather. It feels pleather, although I know that Present Toys recently have been starting to work in leather. I think their Terminator figure and the Blade figure that's yet to be released has a lot of leather on it. So, but this feels like pleather to me. I haven't done the sniff test. I'll do that off camera. And it feels quite delicate. It's not the thickest pleather in the world, and probably the reason why it feels delicate. And I was amazed when a couple of minutes ago, when I took this out of the box for the first time, is that all these knives are removable, and they are all metal. And props to Present Toys for actually doing this. Although I'm not sure that this pleather belt will hold the weight when it's attached to the figure. But all these knives are, as I say, solid metal. They're painted hilts there, but yeah, they're cold to the touch and quite sharp. So be careful. Don't want anybody injuring themselves. But yeah, all metal. I would suggest caution as well on removing these from the belt itself. But we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 knives in total. This is very, very impressive stuff from Present Toys. I'm going to try and remove this cleaver, and without damaging the pleather. Yeah, once again, all solid metal. Very, very nice indeed. The handle's metal. There's rivets in there. I'm assuming this is actually wood on the handle, but it might be plastic. But yeah, for this price point, this is it's very impressive work. I think Present Toys really are starting to make some headway and catching up with some of the other companies. So yeah, let's see if any of what we've got with these other knives. Yep, all solid metal. Yeah, all very, very well made, and the paint washes on there to make them look used is very, very impressive as well. You've got a lighter edge to that. I'm not sure whether the camera's actually picking that up, but yeah, some paint. The paint works great. The weight is substantial, and the whole thing is very, very impressive. But as I say, be very, very careful taking them in and out of this belt. A bit of an odd choice to have, all these metal knives on what feels like quite a flimsy belt, but it is what it is. Yeah, there you go. That's all the accessories that you get with your New York Butcher. What we'll do next, as we always do, is bring out the main event, bring out the man himself, and get him onto the stand, get him onto the turntable, and have an up close and personal with him. Okay, so here he is, the man himself, William Cutting, Bill the Butcher, out of the box, onto the stand, onto the turntable, and first impressions are pretty good. First hand impressions, should I say, are very, very good. As first thing that strikes me about these stands, they're just not ideal. crotch grabbers when you've got a long coat. It looks like he's got some kind of muscle train. It looks like he's getting married. Not the best way to display your figure, but it is what it is, and we won't be having him on this stand when we get over to the detail. But yeah, as I say, first-hand impressions, very good indeed. So let's take a closer look at the figure itself. We'll start at the bottom as we always do and work our way up. So first of all, let's get him in a stationary position. Let's stop this turntable from spinning and get him round so we can have a closer look. Bring him a little bit further into camera. Try and keep it in focus. So yeah, let's start at the bottom. All one moulded sculpted plastic boots. There's some quite nice detailing on there. Could probably do with some dirtying up. In fact, the whole figure could, I think, to a certain extent. But yeah, nice paintwork on there. You can see the eyelets for the laces, all sculpted plastic, but some nice painting on there. And as I say, some weathering could be in order. Could be the order of the day here. No split cut boot design. Underneath the trousers, the pants, let's take a closer look at those. Let's get this coat behind him a little bit more. What you've got going on here at the front of these, what feels like cotton, high-waisted cotton trousers, they're brown with a thin black stripe in them. I don't know whether the camera's picking this up, but you've got what looks like pleather, and how can I describe these? There's probably a word for these. That actually attach to your trousers to protect your legs, but they extend all the way from the thigh here over the kneecap, down the front of the shin, and then split at the front and go round the back. And I believe, let's have a look round the back. No, they don't continue up the back of the leg, but we'll call them leg protectors for want of a better expression. They're pleather, I think. I don't think they're leather. They may be leather. I'm sure someone will correct me in the comments section if I've got this wrong. Feel like pleather to me. Painted brown, quite nicely done. Underneath these cotton trousers, as I say, very high waistband, which is screen accurate. I'm not sure whether these trousers, I think these are probably Velcroed. Yep, they're Velcroed. The overcoat itself is a very, very sort of thin cotton. There's no weight to this. There's no wiring in it. It is exceptionally thin, but still falls well and is well fitted. Let's take a look at the stitching on this on the overcoat. Nicely done. We've got some button detailing there. The collars are nicely done. Those cuffs are screen accurate, folded and parting, so to speak. We've got some nice tailoring in the back. We've got some nice ruffles here, so I would imagine that when it's off this pretty useless crotch grabber, it will fall quite well. But we'll see that when we get over to the detail. Yeah, that nice stitch work is continued all the way around. I'm not going to take the overcoat off him at the moment. May do for when we get him on display, but let's have a look underneath. Let's see if we can't get it over his shoulders at least. So we've got a waistcoat underneath what looks like a cotton shirt. Look like press studs underneath there. Yeah, I think they are. They're press studs, but with buttons on the front. The shape of that waistcoat is screen accurate. This body isn't padded at all. Not that I can feel. So there's no padding in here to... so he's a tall guy, Daniel Day-Lewis. I wouldn't say lanky, but he's tall and not thin, but... Well, we'll stick with tall for the time being. But yeah, there's no padding in this figure, like there was with the Leon figure that we reviewed recently. There's no lining in this coat. But yeah, the cotton on this shirt is nice. It falls very, very well. Yeah, and overall, let's take a look around the back. Let's just lift this coat up from the back and see what we can see underneath. Lift this arm up and bring this coat round a little bit. Yeah, we've got some nice stitching work on the waistcoat there, contrasting colours underneath. I'm not sure if you can see that. Overall, I'm quite impressed. I'm liking what I'm seeing. So yeah, there you have it. Relatively straightforward outfit, but I'm loving the detailing here, especially on these trousers. And pretty screen accurate. So on to the head sculpt. There's only one head sculpt with this figure. I believe the more formal evening wear version of the two figures is the one that comes with this particular head sculpt, where you actually can see his rather interesting hair, which was sort of very greasy and very lank in the film. But here he's got the skull cap on, and this is all part of the head. This skull cap doesn't come off, but the actual sculpt itself is very, very good. Present toys seem to have an affinity with Daniel Day-Lewis, whether that's the artist that they're using. I don't know whether these are recasts. I'm not sure. I wouldn't like to cast aspersions, but we do know that unlicensed figures do sometimes get recast from other artists' work. But from what I can see here, the paint work is very, very good. The skin texturing is very, very good. I'm loving the moustache. That's perfectly in keeping and very well painted. There's some reddening in the furrowed eyebrows and in the nose, which is very, very screen accurate. The texturing of the skin and the hair that's coming down underneath this black sculpted skull cap, all very, very good, and most certainly captured the likeness there of Daniel Day-Lewis very, very well. As I say, present toys seem to have the same affinity with Daniel Day-Lewis that Hot Toys have with Robert Downey Jr. and Keanu Reeves. Just seem to be able to get it spot on. So, yeah, there you have him. That's your Bill the Butcher figure. So without further ado, what we're going to do next, as always, is get him into a pose, add some of those accessories, flip over to the Detolf, and see how this guy displays under Detolf lights. Okay, so here we are over at the Detolf with Bill the Butcher from Gangs of New York. We've got him in a pose, we've got him tooled up, so to speak. So let's take a closer look at how this guy displays. And straight away, I'm pretty impressed, I have to say. There's a few little issues there, but nothing major. The first issue really is one that we mentioned down on the table. I have currently got him on the Hot Toys Thanos Endgame base. As viewers to my channel will know, it's one of my go-to bases. That and the TB League Fights and Bloodshot base are ones I use all the time. But yeah, the issue, well, it's not really an issue, I suppose. But if you're going to attach that knife belt, because all those knives are metal, and they are all metal because I've taken them all out, and they're all very, very well made. But as you can see, I've got the belt on in there, but I've removed all the knives simply because they are so heavy. I believe that belt is pleather, and they will weigh the figure down, and they will also damage the pleather, I think, over a period of time if they're just left hanging. So I've taken them off, and the vast majority of them actually are around the back of the figure when he's got the overcoat on. Really, if you're going to display it without the overcoat, then maybe put them back in, but I wouldn't suggest leaving them in there for any length of time. Could possibly strain that pleather. But yeah, a minor niggle. There's not an awful lot of room for, shall we say, wiggle room for the head. The movement there is not fantastic, but it's good enough. It does the job. Let's take a look at that head sculpt while we're here, actually. Let's get up close with it, because the lighting down on the table isn't the best, and I really do think they have captured the likeness of Daniel Day-Lewis here very, very well indeed. They really have. The paintwork, there's some scarring on the cheeks there. I'm not sure if the camera's picking this up. The skin texturing is excellent. The paintwork on the visible hair, the eyebrows, he's even got the scars in the eyebrows which he had in the film. That moustache is painted exceptionally well. The eyes are very, very good, and yeah, it's very, very, very good head sculpt. That's all I can say about it, really. And you know, particularly at this price point, we know that the present toys do work to a price point. I think they've done a remarkably good job here. The shelf presence speaks for itself. I mean, it really is. It's quite imposing. Barely fits into a Detolf on top of this Thanos base with that top hat, which is at a jaunty angle, which is how he wears it in the film. But the way they've done this, it doesn't look oversized, even though it was oversized in the film. So it fits on the head quite well, and there is a bit of room there. I would be careful if you're putting it on and taking it off on a regular basis, simply because the skull cap underneath is plastic, and it could get scratched because it's a very, very hard plastic, that top hat. But Yeah, let's have a look at this this outfit closer under the Detolf lights. Yeah, the tailoring is very good, screen accurate. That thin pinstripe in the trousers, the tailoring on the waistcoat. Although the overcoat is quite thin, I think it falls very well considering. But yeah, there you have it. That is Present Toys, Bill the Butcher from Martin Scorsese's Gangs of New York. I'm very impressed I am with it too. I really do think that rather than sort of sticking where they are in the market, I think Present Toys are trying to make it, well, putting in a bit of an effort to actually stand out from other third-party manufacturers, especially with the accessories. But on the whole, I think this is a very, very good figure, and I'm happy to have it in the collection. So there you have it. I suppose all it remains for me to say is thank you for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. A huge shout out to William Wang, who provided me with this figure. A link, as always, will be in the description below to his Facebook page. If you haven't already, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Plenty more content coming up in the future. Wasn't expecting to get this one before Christmas, so this was a bit of a Christmas bonus, but hopefully, if not before Christmas, then early in the new year, we're going to be getting the Hot Toys Wolverine, the quarter scale Ripley, the in-art Batman, whenever that gets released, Redmond Toys Dracula. We've got a shed load of stuff coming in and that's going to be reviewed. And also we'll be continuing with the line of retro reviews that we've been doing. So really, that's it. All that remains for me to say is have a very happy Christmas, a very happy and healthy new year. Look after yourselves. And from me and Bill the Butcher, thanks for watching and take care of yourselves. Happy collecting.